Hi guys, Happy New Year. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jess and I'm a vintage home decor reseller. I have a business called Vint Condition. I vend both online on Etsy and also at in-person pop-up markets. Today we are going to be doing kind of a New Year reset. The garage has just gotten out of hand with all of the pop-ups that I did last fall, all of the new inventory that I was bringing in and then bringing out for markets or pulling from to sell on Etsy or whatever the case may be. I struggle to find where things are at when I'm looking for them. Everything's in different piles. Some of it's gotten really dirty just because we're in the garage and dust and stuff. So this entire shelving unit behind me could be better utilized. For context, I actually store all of my smalls inside. I have a small office inside of our house, but all of the stuff in the garage is sort of the bigger stuff, like small shelving pieces, if I have any furniture, but that's very rare. All the art, especially all the big art, is out here, and that is one of the most cluttered aspects of this garage right now. Come along with me for the day while we clean the garage. Not gonna be the funnest experience, but I think at the end I'm gonna really be happy with how everything looks and be able to access things a lot better. Alright, so for context, this is what we're working with. We have just a mess, quite frankly. We even have this is stuff from Christmas that I had, some of it in my office, some of it inside the house, that we need to put up in the attic, which is why the ladder's out, but that's a mess. All of this is stuff for the business, and that shelving unit back there is really supposed to be utilized to help store and organize it all. And just, over time, that's not how it happens. And I'm often bringing out bags. Like, I'll bring in stuff if I get a haul from a thrift store. I'll bring it in the house. But then the larger stuff or the art or the, whatever that I want to store in the garage, I'll just dump it out here. I also store all of my, which I don't have that many, but I need to keep some, all of my extra boxes for shipping on Etsy. I think there's probably a better way I can store all of those as well. Some of the stuff in here is boxes. This area right here is what I fondly refer to as my workbench. It is actually just a vintage ironing board. I love it. I was stoked when I found this, and I didn't know at the time what I was going to use it for, but it has actually worked out really well as sort of a little workbench station in the garage. But yeah, it's clearly not usable because it's just been piled with other junk. We've got all my pop-up stuff. The bigger stuff like the tables and the tent, there's only so much I can do with that stuff to store it. But guys, I don't even know where to start with this, to be honest with you. But we're gonna start somewhere and start chipping away at the mess. I don't know why I ever bought this. I think it was a nostalgia thing because we used to have one at my grandma's house, but I feel comfortable letting this pass on, so I'm gonna start a little donation pile. Similarly, this guy, I thrifted him in Maine when I was visiting my friend in October. I love him so much. He's a chalkware bank, and I never see chalkware really here in Florida. It's just not a thing we get a lot that I've seen. Anyway, he's so cute, but he broke basically on the way back, so he has a huge fracture in him, and it's not really fixable, honestly, because of the way these are made and painted. I'm weird about throwing stuff like this away if there's any slight potential somebody might want it broken. So also donate. This isn't even supposed to be out here. This is an inside basket that I use to, it's like a stair basket I use to take stuff upstairs, downstairs. It's actually really awesome, but it's not even supposed to be in the garage. She's beautiful, right? But she has a huge stain. So, actually multiple stains. So she's not gonna sell as she is. I need to, I think, reframe into a really small frame that hides the edges. I'm gonna start removing a lot of the art and frames and stuff from the shelving. Look at all this art. I mean, it's just in piles and piles and piles. That bin over there, the orange one, is just full of smaller art. This one right here is full of art. Those are all frames. These are all pictures. These are all pictures. A lot of that is just like loose frames and the glass that goes on the frames. And I actually just cut myself a little bit with a piece of glass. And I just cut myself, and that's all right. I do not need to be having like just loose pieces or sheets of glass in my garage. That is just, I'm a very clumsy person. That is a recipe for disaster. So I'm going to clean up all of this and start removing stuff from the shelving. Like, this literally was never a good idea. Okay, as I go, I'm gonna move a few pieces that I actually think would do well on Etsy to a pile to go inside the house, because I'm trying to post a lot more on Etsy this year, and I just feel like there's a couple pieces that I have in the garage that are small enough where I could ship them. We're ready for spring. So typically I have a bin out here that is like my to fix pile. Like, it needs, everything in the box needs a repair of some kind. It's been a while since I've used that system, and I really need to go back to it so that when I want to sit down, which is rare, as all other resellers know, it is rare that I want to sit down and deal with that pile, my doom pile. But when I do want to, I can just like grab that bin and know that everything that needs a repair is in there and like push through it. So I'm gonna also start a little bin that is like my doom bin, but my to repair basket. Alright guys, so this is how we're looking currently. I feel like this is it's gonna get worse before it gets better situation. The shelves look a lot more cleared off, but then all this stuff is just kind of like strewn in here. This is how we're looking outside. You can see my massive pile of framing, which is not even the full pile. So I think I'm gonna start moving a couple things back onto the shelves that I know where they should go. Stuff that could go like right here in this area that I'm gonna go ahead and get up off the ground and put back over there. I don't even know where to start. Alright, so I have completely cleaned out this bottom shelf that had a bunch of art and frames on it, which I will show you where those are at in a minute. But it is quite dirty under there because every time we probably leaf blow the garage, stuff gets trapped underneath of the shelving unit. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean out from under there. I think it's gonna be pretty gross, but it will be worth it to have it clean under there, so. Voila, better. Okay, next thing I need to do is deal with this pile of boxes that I've been saving. It's hard because I don't want to break them down because then I'll just be rebuilding them to sell things, so I don't really know the point of that other than storage, obviously. So I need to figure out a way to store these. I do have a little section I've started up here of the other boxes that I had that are like new and folded already. I could also potentially, there's this other additional little shelving unit that we have. Right now it has like all of our reusable bags, our beach gear and towels, some extra like pet blankets and stuff, so it's kind of just like a random assortment of things. I could potentially commandeer that, which is just basically getting into a whole nother project. Still works. Maybe, I don't know.
Trying to find another blanket.
Look, a piece of glass, because that's where that belongs. As you can see, we've decided to take on another project basically, but it's for the good of the other project. So. Okay, so it's been a few hours. The camera battery died. I've been busting my ass. I'm gonna give you a little tour. I'm not completely done yet, but I've made a lot of progress since the camera was last on. Okay, so this is the current status of the driveway. You can kind of tell the sun's gonna set soon. A humongous pile of art and frames and glass and yeah. All of that needs to be its own project, really. The stuff over closer to the cars is mostly donate. Right here, this chair and this light are actually stuff I need to list on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I've got most of this area cleaned up. The shelves are looking so much better. I basically, with the art that I did already have framed, have stuff that I would more likely sell this time of year. Florals, a lot of bright blues and greens, like landscapes, so that's gonna be really good for this time of year, I think. And then right here we have the workstation, which is still, you know, a mess, but a lot better. You can actually see that it's a ironing board now. You can actually see what it looks like. And then, so I ended up putting all of the stuff that my repair box, the stuff that it needs fixed of some level, into this box for now. I ended up putting all the boxes on top of that. I think it's very accessible for me and it looks somewhat organized, so pretty happy with that. And this is a view from the side of the garage. So yeah, the floor is like completely cleaned up in here and I still have room on the shelf for when I start putting the art back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and first video of the year in the books. Hope you guys tune into the next one. I will probably be doing like this art reframe mess for its whole own video, and then I really want to do a thrift with me soon. So thanks for tuning in, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next one.